Welcome to City on the Hill Kids Church Online.
I'm Lola.
And I'm Jimmy.
Today we're going to look into our second to last I am statement. But this time I'm going to keep it a secret.
But that will be after time of worship.
We are still in our I Am series. This is where Jesus made 7 I Am statements. Those he was speaking to understood what Jesus meant when he said I am, because when Moses was in the wilderness, God told him that that was his own personal name when he was speaking to Moses from out of the burning bush. So the people he was speaking with knew he was saying that I am God. And we learn from these I am statements a bit more of Jesus' character. He said, I am the bread of life. He fills us up spiritually, so we are spiritually satisfied. I am the light of the world. He shines into our darkness, our spiritual darkness, and we shine his light. I am the door. It is only through him that we are saved. I am the good shepherd. He is our good shepherd. He takes care of us in any way, every way that you can think of. And he sacrifices himself for us. He sacrificed himself for us, just as a good shepherd would sacrifice himself for his sheep. I am the resurrection and the life. Jesus showed that he has power over death and life. So we will end up living with him forever in eternity. And he gives us life, the life that we are living right now, to tell people about him and to do good things for him. All this time, Jesus made these I am statements in front of crowds of people. But today's I am, he said in front of only his disciples. Today's I am statement is, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. John 14 verse 6. So this is how this story goes. So Jesus and his disciples were having the Passover meal in the upper room. This is something that they had been doing every year since Jesus started his ministry. So it was something that they were used to. This time, however, while they were chatting, Jesus said to them that he was not going to be with them for much longer. Just as he had told the Jewish leaders that he was going to be going away. They would search for him, but where he was going, they could not go along. My goodness, this is someone, a man, who was their Lord and friend. They had spent so much time with him, and he was telling them that he was going somewhere, that they couldn't come along. Peter, one of his disciples, said, "But why can't we come with you now?" All the disciples were saying and thinking the same thing. They just couldn't understand. After all, they had been together all this time. He said to them that they shouldn't worry, that he was going to prepare a place for them and for us in his Father's house, and that there's more than enough room for everyone. And when everything's ready, that he would come and take us along with him. He then said, "You know the way to where I am going." To this, Thomas, another disciple, said, "No, we don't. We don't even know where you're going. So how can we know the way?" It is to this that Jesus said, "I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one can come to the Father except through me." So Jesus is the only way to the Father. He is the only way to heaven. Jesus is the truth. Everything that Jesus said about himself was and is still true. Not partly, but completely true. All this we can read and find out for ourselves in the Bible. Jesus is the life. He is the one that has eternal life, and we will live eternally with him. That means that we will live with him forever. I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. John 14, verse 6. And that's the end of the story.
Hey guys, how are you today? Look, I've made a little signpost. I am the way, the truth, and the life, to remind us of what Jesus said in today's verse. I like making little models out of cardboard, it's fun. So I'm going to show you how to make this one. So first you need some cardboard. I used a cereal packet. You can see I've not got much left now that I've made the ones I've made. And what we're going to do is cut out some pieces. So the first piece we're going to do is the actual signpost itself. And this is made out of 2 bits that will go back to back so that the shiny side is stuck together. So we've just got the brown side, and then 2 bits folded over at the bottom like this so that it can stand up. So I've cut out 2 centimetres there, 8 centimetres along the bottom, 2 centimetres up that side, then 3 centimetres each side here, and then this is 10 centimetres up here, and that's 2 centimetres. So it's 2 by 8 by 10, but you could make it any size that you wanted. And you need 2 of those so that they're going to be able to go back to back like this. And then what we're going to do is colour those in. So I've just used a brown to make the post itself a little bit of a darker colour. And then you can decide what kind of ground you want your signpost to be standing on, but I've made mine grass. I think that looks nicer, so I'm making it green. So we'll get that coloured in on both sides. I'll put a little bit of grass coming up the post. Then the next piece we need is I've got an extra piece of card on the bottom that I've stuck these 2 green flaps onto. Okay, and that is 8 centimetres by 5 centimetres. Here it is, 5 by 8. And I'm going to colour that in green as well. This piece won't all show, but some of it will show around the edges of my flaps. And when I glue it all together, you'll see exactly how this is working. So there we are, there's my signpost. These 2 pieces are going to fold up and they're going to glue onto there like that, and it'll be nice and strong and stand up. But before we do that, we need to make our actual signs, and for that, again, I've just drawn it out and cut it out. So each of these signs, they're 1.5 centimetres wide. So this whole edge of this rectangle is 4.5 centimetres, marked off at 1.5 centimetre intervals to make 3 signs. And then I've made it 7 centimetres long, but you can see when I've drawn in the arrows at the end, I haven't made them all that long. I've made them slightly different lengths because I think that makes it more interesting. But again, we need 2 pieces of cardboard like that. Partly it makes it strong and partly it means we don't have the colourful edge, colourful side. So we'll just glue these together. There we go. And now they're glued together, I'm going to cut out the signs. It's much easier to cut them once they're glued than cut them out and then try to glue them afterwards. So there's one, that's my shortest one. Here's the next one. And the last one. Okay, so I've got 3 little signs ready for some information on them. Now, I've done the lettering kind of slightly like fat. I think that looks good for a sign. And I'm just going to show you how to do that slightly larger. So here we are, you can see I've already done the way and the truth. And the way to do this is to imagine that you've got the letter, I'll draw some out, and then to draw around it. So look, if this is my word, the, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw all around that. And it might be at first, oops, it's not that easy doing this upside down. It might be at first you find that it actually helps you to draw the letters out, draw around them, and then rub out the pencil in the middle. But after a while you get so that you can just imagine the letter and draw the letters fat without having to have anything to draw around. So there we go. The way, the truth, and the life. So if you want to do that kind of text and you haven't done it before, you might want to practice it first. But then once you've done that, you can get it written onto your little signs the right size for them. Now, it's okay just to leave these the actual colour of the cardboard, or if you want, you can put in a few bits just to suggest the wood, and also the lettering itself you might choose to colour in. So I'm just making the lettering a bit darker brown on that one, the way. And then all we have to do is get it all stuck together. So first of all, take 1/2 of your post, put some glue on the top, and we'll stick our signs on, making sure that we get them in the right order. So the way first, then the truth, and then finally the life. Like this. Next, we're going to put some glue on here, and we're going to stick the two edges of the post together. But don't glue the two bottom parts together, don't glue the grass together, because we need that to fold outwards. So there we are, there's our post. And then finally, we're going to put some glue on the bottom of these two, and we'll stick them onto the base. There's one. There's the other one. It might stand up without the base, but it's going to be much stronger if we glue it on. Oh dear, that signpost fell off. Let's just put a bit of glue on there. There we go. And there we have it, a little sign pointing that Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. And it's nice to make little models. You can use them if you were doing a setup with some toys, or you could just have it sitting somewhere to remind you every day that Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. Well, I hope you enjoy making this, and I will see you again next week. Bye for now.
I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. John 14:6.
This is the 6th I am statement.
Yup, 6 out of 7. You know, it didn't occur to me that all of the other I am statements were said in front of crowds of people.
And this one that we're doing today was said during Passover, in the upper room, at the Last Supper.
It must have been a really sad moment for the disciples. I mean, imagine having a friend you always had meals with suddenly say that they weren't going to see you again because they were going away.
Jamie, technically it was not suddenly, because Jesus did tell his disciples that he was going away, but the disciples didn't understand.
I know it wasn't technically suddenly, but for the disciples, it was like they were hearing it for the first time. Anyway, it must have been difficult for them to hear and accept that he was going away.
I agree. But he did tell them that they knew where he was going and how to get there.
I know that's what he said, but if he was speaking to me, I would think what he said was a bit cryptic.
Maybe, but he did say that he is the way, the truth, and the life, and no one comes to the Father except through him.
Okay, what that tells me is that he isn't only the door to heaven, but he's also the roadmap, or should I say, the sat-nav.
Jamie, that's a good way to put it. Remember everybody, Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. That's it for this week.
Till next time, bye!